Hello, everyone. I'm testing a slightly different audio setup on the recording today, so if I sound a little different, that's why. Apologies if it sounds worse. Yeah, Payday 3. This video has been a long time coming. I originally recorded this unscripted review on the weekend, however, I was an idiot and I failed to get the recording. So I'm going to attempt to gather my same thoughts here again. What a game. What a game. Okay, so as of recording, to give some experience with my to give some context with my experience with the game. As of recording, I've tried 3 separate times to stream this game live on my Twitch channel, twice as part of collaborations of other streamers, and at no point has the game ever worked. Now, this will color my perception of the game somewhat, so if I seem unusually harsh on the game, that may be why. However, I feel a lot of my criticisms on this game are warranted. So, yeah, the elephant in the room is the server issues. The game does not have any kind of offline functionality whatsoever. The CEO of Starbreeze have said that they plan to add one, to which I say, or they said they hope to add one. And I hope to be a millionaire, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. So that reads to me as a very transparent attempt to win some kind of goodwill back after what was, frankly, a disastrous launch. Genuinely one of the worst launches I've seen, and I played Cyberpunk 2077 on launch. The game itself is missing a significant amount of material and quality of life upgrades from Payday 2. Certain things like it is impossible to filter as of recording this. It is impossible to filter lobbies via either loud or stealth heists, which means that you won't know what kind of heist people are trying to do until you're actually in the game. I believe it's impossible to kick players mid-game, so if someone's griefing you, there's very little you can do about it. And as aforementioned, there is no offline mode, even if you are playing with bots. Matchmaking is required in any game. In the footage that you see behind me here, I am playing single player. I am playing with 3 bots. And also, if you have 3 other friends lined up to play with, you still have to go through the matchmaking servers, which is why, for a time, no one could play this game. Overkill and Starbreeze have said multiple days that they have fixed the servers, only for them to go down at the exact time the following day, which makes me think that when they said that, they hadn't fixed shit. It's just, it was nighttime in America, so less people were trying to play the game. Traffic was lowered, and the servers started working again, which is atrocious, right? That's just genuinely atrocious. I'm not even talking about the game yet, but you have this always online game, even though it supports bots. You don't even give people the option to not play online. And then, unless everyone is missing something, it looks like you're too fucking cheap to shell out for enough servers to support the player base that you knew you had based on pre-order data. It's like they were banking on enough people not being able to get in, and then hoping the player base would drop off enough that then the rest could play the game. Absolutely pathetic. Disgusting. Like, genuinely disgusting. If that's not the case, prove me wrong. They have said that they are working to get more servers online this week, because I feel that the Steam store reviews forced their hand. I'm sure what happened was some investors at Starbreeze got spooked, because the game is currently sitting at mostly negative on Steam as of last I checked. Yeah, so not to be too negative. So how does the gameplay play? Okay, so if you played Payday 2, it's more Payday 2, which, if you enjoyed Payday 2 as much as I did, will be a good thing. Ultimately, you are playing... It's basically Left 4 Dead with cops. You are playing a group of heisters that exist in the elemental plane of law enforcement, and even the most routine heists will involve you gunning down dozens, if not hundreds, of police officers. You know, it's basic Payday stuff, right? The guns all feel reasonably good to fire. I've yet to find any guns that feel bad. I mean, you can see me here failing to shoot a sniper with a pistol. But they're all pretty good. The feedback's typically pretty decent. I'm not a fan of the some of the sound design. A lot of police officers wear armor plating, and the sound that you hear when you shoot the armor plating is really unpleasant to listen to. Which is unfortunate because you will be hearing it a lot. I do not want... I mean, like, imagine if you're playing Team Fortress 2 and every hit marker sounds like someone breaking a dinner plate. That's basically what it sounds like in Payday 3, and I'm not a fan, personally. Special police officer types are still in. We've got a couple of new ones. There is a grenade guy. There's a few more. I think some are kind of rolled into each other. Cloakers are still in, but they seem to function a little differently now. I've heard some people report they were buggy. However, I was literally unable to play the game enough to corroborate that. So take from that what you will. Dozers are still in the game as well. These are your big heavy guys with the EOD suits and the big guns. They seem tankier than before, however that may be because I've just started the game and I've not had the opportunity to acquire new guns or level up my guns much. Yeah, stealth and hostage taking has been revamped slightly. This is actually a change for the better in my opinion. I like the fact that hostages have a more useful use. Bots are still in the game, and as you can see here, they are profoundly stupid. They do not know how to avoid snipers, and the devs were aware of this. You'll notice that the sniper will take shots at the bots, and the sniper bullets will not damage them. Rather than fix bots to have them avoid threats like that, they just made it so that snipers can only hunt players, which is a great workaround. Absolutely top-notch stuff. The bots in general are incredibly stupid. When you're playing a single-player heist like this, especially on like a loud version, it feels very much like you're babysitting them more than anything. All in all, they just work remarkably poorly. They don't know how to handle loot, so you have to manually toss loot onto them and then take it off of them, which is an extra level of complexity during intense moments in a heist. And they have a tendency to just stand out in the open and get shot to pieces, which is not ideal. Of course, you know, the response to that will be, "Oh, Gachapon, it's a multiplayer game. You're not supposed to play with bots." Then why put them in? Why put them in? They're in the game, they're there as an asset, and it's an asset that functions very poorly. Voice acting is passable from what I've seen. Payday was never a particularly character-driven game. Obviously, the fans did come to enjoy the characters. It has the same instance of a character's entire personality is basically their accent. It's fine. It's part of Payday's like kind of campy writing. Graphically, the game looks better than Payday 2. I would say that in terms of 2023 releases, it's not going to blow anyone away. It can look quite nice at times, and other times you get like that awful scorched decal on the side of that van. I'm not typically a guy to harp on graphics too much, but yeah, it's not too much of an upgrade over 2, if that's the kind of thing that you're interested in. They have added some more mini games. There is now a lock-picking mini game, where you basically just have to hit the interaction key on time. As opposed to previously in Payday 2, where you would just hold down the key and you would open locks that way. They have changed how pickups work, as you can see here. So pickups, rather than having a number of charges, will have a considerable number of pickups within them, which means that it is possible for you to only grab, say, one piece of armor or one piece of ammo from the ammo bag or the armor bag. So even if you're not fully topped up, you're not wasting it as much. However, I suspect it's also in to incentivize players for leveling up the skills tied to those pickups. So, you know, you only get 4 charges from the medical bag, but each of those charges only heals, it's something like 25% of someone's health. So that incentivizes you leveling up the skill in the medic bag. it does seem to be just emphasizing grinding the game. There are 8 heists on launch, which at first seems like a lot. However, I could anticipate that getting very repetitive very quickly. Again, I wouldn't know. I have literally not been able to play the game enough to verify that. And I think that's the most frustrating thing, right? Is I can see an enjoyable game here. I can. I genuinely can. I really enjoyed Payday 2. I was by no means like a sweaty player of the game. Like, I didn't do the secret heist. I wasn't very good at stealth. I just like to play the game casually. The game does seem a little bit harder than Payday 2. Like, normal mode, at least if you're on your own, can get very hectic. Stealth, although it's been revamped, does seem like it can potentially be quite frustrating as well still. Unless you really know what you're doing. Yeah, it's just with the servers being the way they are, I don't know. I don't think I can't recommend this. I can't recommend purchasing this. The CEO of Starbreeze himself is saying, hey, maybe just get it on Game Pass. And if the exec behind the company selling the game is saying don't buy the game, just get Game Pass, something's wrong. Something's very wrong. I mean, I'm playing with 4 bots here, and I don't know if the footage really adequately showed it much. I was experiencing lag. I was experiencing, and I don't mean like performance lag, I mean like connection lag, like movement lag, like stuttering. Like my position in the game wasn't fully updating and the server had to catch me up. I rubber band a few times in the raw footage. And that's playing with bots. How do you fuck up that badly? And that, ultimately, that's the statement that came to mind time and time again out of the 3 games of Payday 3 I've been able to play. How do you fuck up this badly? This is a sorry excuse for a release. I do not recommend you purchase it. I would even recommend potentially against purchasing it after they fixed it up, if you're the kind of person that's principled about that sort of thing. I certainly regret purchasing it. Unfortunately, between waiting for the server issues, I am now over the refund window, so I'm just going to keep the game. More the fool me. I was excited when I saw that they'd removed Denuvo from the game. And it now dawns on me that they may have removed the copy protection from the game because they were already aware of how bad the launch was going to be, and they wanted to get back some kind of goodwill, even if it meant wasting all of the licensing fees they had paid for Denuvo. Get that. Or it could have been that the game was so fucking broken that it wouldn't run at all with Denuvo. We just don't know. Yeah, no, this is a god-awful experience, like, release for a game. And genuinely, if you are one of the developers, I think you should be ashamed. That's all. Yeah, ultimate verdict on Payday 3. It is the most immersive gaming experience that I've had in recent times, because the game itself feels like it was coded by a bunch of clowns that are out to rob you. Anyway, thank you. I hope to see you on the next one.
Good, because this affects them too. It'll slap everyone in the face.
I love how all the corpo guys are like 80s yuppies, you know?
What's gonna slap everyone?
You want to know what a bearer of bad news looks like? What's 400 yards long, weighs 100,000 tons, and is nuclear powered?
Your mother.
The answer's docked in the bay.